Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dickie and Donny Show, presented by Business on Purpose. I'm Donny, and I'm joined by my co-host, Dickie, and we exist to liberate business owners from chaos. Isn't that right, Dickie?
That's right, Donny.
Great. Dickie, what happened this week? What is the topic of today's call, and why are we talking about it today specifically?
Today's the F word. The F word in sales is follow up.
Today's
Right?
the follow-up day.
I'm
The
just
follow-up from what?
following up. I'm just circling back. I'm just, oh gosh. I'm going to sauce those nuggets later. That was what I saw on TikTok as an alternative to following up. I thought that was pretty funny.
I would argue we shouldn't use that.
Sauce your nuggets later? I love it.
Hey, I'll sauce your nuggets next week on this. It rolls off pretty easily.
Yeah. So just to bring in our listeners to Brandon and I's very dysfunctional
Who's Brandon?
Donnie and I's very dysfunctional, odd conversations offline or in random places. We're looking for master punchlines that we can land all the time. So like at any point we could say this one that's what she said or whatever it is.
Right.
So if you have any good master punchlines, go ahead and send those to us. But we're talking about following up. We're talking about
how to follow up with leads.
Yeah. So we talked last week about engagement and speaking engagements and preparing. Donnie did a great job talking about preparing, speaking, and then closing. And so you're back from Houston.
That's
How
right.
much weight did you lose?
How much what?
Weight did you lose in sweating?
It was actually more mild than it was here, and we ate a lot, so weight was gained. You can tell by looking at me, weight is never lost.
That's the W-2 weight, we call it.
That's right. But we spoke Wednesday and spoke Thursday, had a speaking engagement on, but two speaking engagement on both days. And we prepped hard, we spoke hard, and then we closed effectively. So we locked up one client on the spot, which was always fun. And we have probably 3 or 4 more that were in the moment, kind of along the lines of like, hey, I'm really interested. I just got to think, or I got to talk to so-and-so, and that's great. But what that does is that creates an opportunity that requires follow-up, because even though I had someone verbatim sitting at the desk with me or table, wherever we were, and I laid out our operating system and I laid out our master process roadmap, and I said, based on your headaches and where you want to go, there's a gap. And you don't think you have what it takes to fill that gap, but this operating system would get you there. And a coach to support you would get you there. Like, where's the hesitation, right? And they were like, there is no hesitation. We need this. When do we start? We at least need a day because we weren't coming in expecting to make this investment. I get it. But in that moment, if I don't follow up, I mean, it might be a 0% chance they're going to reach back out to me. It's rare.
We should probably clarify that when we don't just say, hey, we're checking in, hey, we're following up.
Yes.
We provide value. So we will say, hey, you stated you wanted this. Here's some tools that would help you move along. Hey, here's our podcast. Have you heard about Dickie and Donny? They are world famous business coaches, legendary.
Okay. Great story. The one that our coach closed, her name, I'm not going to share her name. She's great. They do land development for underprivileged areas in the Houston area. Really cool mission of what they do. And that was on Wednesday. Thursday morning, she came back to the workshop about succession planning, and she told our coach, Dion, she was like, hey, Dion, that's what he wants to go by the way, because his middle name's Leon. So he's going to go by Dion. She told Dion, she goes, hey, I already listened to the first 4 chapters of the book, and I listened to Dickie and Donny.
What?
And the next morning, she goes, are you Dickie or Donny?
Oh, she couldn't
I'm Donny,
tell.
and she goes, y'all are hysterical. And I was like, okay, thank you. Stop it.
We got 13 listeners, Donny.
That's
What's
right.
up?
We made it.
Yeah. So the F word, we don't say follow up. We provide value, we provide content, direction. We are action oriented. And so if you just say, hey, I'm checking in on the estimate I sent you. Hey, I'm following up with that opportunity.
There's nothing there.
Nobody cares to follow. Nobody cares to answer that. Hey, you told me you wanted this. Is this still what you want? Oh, that's a good question. Is this still
when we ask questions that it forces them to do one of two things: intentionally neglect answering. Like there's an intentional, I'm going to choose to not do this. We never give them the option to not respond. There's never the option to do that. Like we don't give them a free out of like, hey, if this is too much money, I understand. We can talk a couple months down the road. No, we wouldn't do that. It would look very different. We say this a lot here. A lead is a perishable item. I think about avocados, like perishable.
Mm.
When they're good, they're great. When they're bad, they're bad. And they're perishable, you have to treat them and use them the right way. Well, a
I think it
lead,
leads more like a Costco banana. It's green on Tuesday and it's like black
that's
on
way
Wednesday
better. I
morning.
don't need avocados and that. It's whatever is quick. The second,
It is
uh,
a food on the table,
that's right.
needs to be eaten or stored.
Yeah, it's like store, refrigerate immediately and you leave it outside in the summer. A lead is so perishable. That's why on Thursday, when I have a couple that's like, hey, we want this, this is what we need. We just need some time to think about it. I don't say, okay, let me know when you've thought about it because it's perishable and it will go rotten ASAP. We see it every time. I've never had that happen and them come back and be like, hey, you told me to follow up and here I am. We don't do it. But here's where we want to talk about the importance of good follow up. It needs to be actionable, scheduled, and communicated. And I just made that's not like a calculated three, but it's like, hey,
Dude,
uh,
actionable, something to do
correct, scheduled, and then like clearly communicated and reverberated.
in the middle of the meeting before you're going to do it. So you're
Correct.
completing the meeting. I
And I'll
heard
tell you,
this. You want it by this. I will call you to
yeah,
confirm at this date.
that's right. And we also like to manufacture the expectation of follow up. We'll do that at the beginning of the call. Hey, man, I can't wait to like walk y'all through what we do and learn a little bit about you. By the way, just so you know, after this, I will be setting up a time for us to follow up with whatever we talk about today. But man, tell me about your business. We get into it. And then halfway through, man, I'm so excited talking to y'all. Like, this has been great. It'd sound better than this in the moment, but this is great. Hey, I'm excited. I got a couple days early next week after the call. We'll schedule one of it. Like you manufacture the expectation.
Mm.
I'm going to be setting a time to follow up with you. Sometimes they give so many buying signals. You're like, I'm overselling. I'm just closing now.
Yep.
And we
Right.
don't need to follow up. But for these two, the answer was, hey, let's go ahead and schedule a time next week to talk. And they're like, that'd be great. That'd be great. Just let us know when you're available and we'll get back to you. You got our phone numbers. Like, no. Pull out your phone. Well, that's no. Pull out your phone. I just it's easier for my schedule because I there's so many things going on. I'm so forgetful. I have kids and a wife, and I'm just
Totally.
forget. You make it humorous. Pull out your phone and go to your calendar. Does Monday at 10 a.m. work for you? Um, no, but Tuesday at 9. Great. Tuesday at 9, I'm going to put it down. Hey, what's your email? I'm going to go ahead and add you to this. Great. You'll see on there's a Zoom link. If you guys can do a Zoom, that'd be better. Just like engaging by face. But if not, that's a phone call. But man, I can't wait to see you next Tuesday at 9. Awesome. We'll
I
see
love
you
it.
then.
Or I'll give 2 dates. I'll say, hey, I got Monday at 9. I got Tuesday
But
at
you
2.
make them
So,
choose. Like, yeah, you can choose two
Pick
dates.
one.
Some people like to provide 5 to 10. That's fine. Make them choose. Don't say, hey, pick one of these and just give me a call. Nope. It needs to be actionable. There's an action
Mhm.
step. There's a Zoom call or a phone call, and I'm going to say, hey, have your notes ready because I'm going to be reflecting back on what we talked about today. It's scheduled, and then there is like a clear communication about what was happening. And the way we do that is the second they leave the table, iPhones now have this great delay text feature. And the second they left that table, well, if we're meeting Tuesday at 9, Monday at 3 p.m., or actually probably Monday morning at 9 to 10 a.m., hey, so and so and so and so, man, I really enjoyed meeting you last week. I can't wait to talk tomorrow. I actually would do it for the next day. Can't wait to talk to you next Tuesday. Hey, I can't wait to talk to you here in a little bit. Zoom link will be in your email. You just do not wait for them to show up. Again, it's a perishable item. You're imagining if you pull the banana off the stem, if you don't eat it right then, it's going to go bad. So we got to eat it. We just got to go.
You're so good at that too. With your clients, you finish a coaching call, you review their action items, you're sending notes ahead of time for next week or the week after. I learned that from you.
Just seems to make us process.
Oh
Honestly,
yeah.
it saves me. It's not that I don't try to provide all this great service, although I do. It just helps me do it.
Well,
But
it's an intentionality that we're continuing to move people along. We're
yeah,
coaches, we're encouragers, we're moving people forward. And so our goal is to always be moving people forward. They
always.
may not need our coaching presently, but we're always going to give a tool or
That's right.
provide some direction to keep them moving. So
That's right. We say
I
this
love
a
that.
lot too with follow up because that's like in the person follow up. What happens if we get an email and someone's interested and or we meet with someone and let's say I meet with these people on Tuesday at 9 or 10, whatever my example was, and I meet with them and they don't want it. That's okay. I have their information. I'm just going to drip some content to them, but I know what they want and what they need. So anytime I see something that's going to benefit them, I'm going to throw them an email. But here's where we say this all the time. A task begets another task. What we mean by that is if I reach out to them via our CRM, reach out to so-and-so. Hey, I know y'all were really struggling with time management. Hey, I just listened to this really great podcast. Give this a listen and let me know what you think about it. One, I'm asking a question. I'm not giving them a chance to not respond. They have to choose to not answer my question, or they have to answer my question. There's never this opportunity of like, oh, that was great. Nope, don't do that. But then right after I hit send, I set a reminder to reach out to them again in a month with something like a
Great.
task. Send an email, but it begets the next task. I set a reminder to go do the next thing because follow up can't just happen. It's not some, oh, I haven't followed up with them in 6 or 7 months. Should not happen. It does at times, but
And
it
I
shouldn't.
think about how many contacts are in my list that I'll just totally forget about. I was like, oh,
Yep.
I forgot I met him in, Rhode Island, and I ran through my whole nurturing list today, and I was thinking, how can I send Dickie and Donnie? Just sending content and helping
Yep.
people move along. And I tell this to our builders too. They're like, I don't want to bug people. I'm saying you're not bugging people if you're sending them beautiful pictures of your work. Hey,
Correct.
here's a healthy home feature. We just
Yep.
did this beautifully designed water system or air filter. They may not need you. They may think, oh, I don't need a water filter. But the next time they're at a dinner party and someone asks them, hey, man, I'm looking at putting in a reverse osmosis water filter. Oh, you know who I just saw did that?
That's right.
XYZ contractors. You're building just a flywheel of engagement. So think about follow up, not just as that person, but a little soldier that's going out to war for you, like a little tin man. I just made that
And
up too.
And Gary Keller says that it takes 33 touches to get someone interested. So if we take that and you take the little army man method, right? We need to be if we are
30,
just
33 army men going out.
if we're just haphazardly sending them stuff at the whim,
Yeah.
it's going to take forever to get to
Don't
33. Not
blast
only
them. Don't
forever, but it
spam
probably
them.
takes way
Yeah.
more. But if we
Mhm.
have a consistent, hey, I'm emailing them every 2 weeks with something with good content, or I'm going email, video text, email, handwritten letter, whatever it is, it takes a while. But a task begets a task. Set the reminder for the next one over and over. We have now, I know kind of by week who I'm doing. I'm like, oh, well, if I'm doing this guy on this week, that means these other 78 are also happening on this week
Yeah.
because it always happens because it's just there's a flow to it,
I
right?
love that. It's
Uh,
a rhythm of intentionality, a rhythm
Rhythm of
of
intentionality. That was my nickname
purpose.
in high school. Do you know that?
It was.
Um,
That was
okay, here's a
that's
little
what my
vocab. Here's a
ex-girlfriend
little
called me in high
pop
school.
quiz for Dickie. And I want you to answer if you're, I didn't hear what you said, but that's probably better.
I said that was your ex-girlfriend's nickname for you in high school. Isn't that our
Rhythm
master
of
punchline?
intentionality. I actually have a decent one, but it doesn't fit here and I don't want to waste it. But I've been thinking about it and I actually think it's a good
Mhm.
one for us. Here's your vocab quiz.
Okay.
Blank kills all deals. Blank kills all deals. What is blank?
Scotch.
Yes, Scotch tape
Time.
kills all
Time
time.
kills all
Time
deals.
is the answer. Time kills all deals. What do we mean by that? We mentioned the perishableness, but like, tell me about that, Dickie, because it's important for us when we meet someone. We have our sales script and our close dialed. Doesn't always
Yeah.
work, but it's dialed.
People come to us when they're at the end of the rope. They're
Yep.
they're feeling really stressed. They don't have anything in the pipeline project wise. Their cash is tight. So they're coming to us typically on kind of last straws. I struggle with that, but I love it because I'm like, all right, this is kind of a last ditch effort. They need to get
Yep.
some things straight. Not always true, but for me, if I'm like, oh yeah, well, let's talk next week. Let's talk the week after. They're like, I'm stressed every night. You're going to make me wait 7 days to provide some relief. And we have an operating system that builds out 12-week plans, quarterly goals,
Yeah.
processes, clarity around teams, who does what. And I'm thinking, why would I keep that from someone who is hungry to move forward? So like I got a call this morning. Jesse sent me a lead from Houston and I was like,
Jesse.
great.
We'll figure it out.
Odyssey.
Odyssey. Yep.
Odyssey.
Nailed it.
DC, she sent me a contact and I said, hey, I'd love to reach out. He's like, great. Are you free this afternoon at 2:30? So in 16 minutes, I'm going to jump on a call and meet this guy and talk about how our tools can help him. So to me, there's just an intentionality. Now I'm also leaving the country on Saturday. So I was like, I need to get all my, emails and content done. So
I
that's
love it.
also a motivation for me to
Love it.
to not be stressed
That's
on
right.
vacation. Like, did I email that guy back? Oh no, I forgot. I'm not doing that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about Donnie on
That
vacation. I mean, I sometimes I think about snuggling him like at our team retreat, but that's for another story.
I want to engage with it now, but we shall not.
We shall not.
Here's what we're saying about this is a nice and short podcast about following up on leads. You don't need to go buy some expensive CRM to manage all this for you. CRMs are helpful if you use them, but I would recommend starting. I do this with all my clients. And like, I'm about to get a CRM. No, no, no. Prove to me you can use it first. I literally create a spreadsheet. Get every name you can think of. Start categorizing them. How often do you need to reach out? What was your last point of contact? If you navigate a spreadsheet well, and then a CRM will truly be a blessing. But if you start with a CRM, I feel like a lot of times, a lot of people like don't know
They
what they
get
need or
buried in the
can do with it.
CRM and all they're doing is working in the CRM and they just have no idea where they are. Tell them
Yeah,
about
no.
your Hot 100 list, Brandon, that you built.
That's
Your kind
exactly
of,
that's exactly what it is. It's
yeah.
just create a list of names and then you can categorize them for like, man, this is someone I want to reach out to weekly, monthly. They get our newsletter. That's a realtor. That's an attorney. That's a lender. That's a this. That's a this. And then you can check off what they are and then it categorizes them. And it just that way you can set triggers on the back end of every Friday I reach out to my realtors. Every Thursday I reach out to this. Every other Monday I send my newsletter. But it's got all the list and contact info. But that's
Maybe
what a
we have
CR.
one of our listeners that would be interested in using that. And if you're interested, you can email Brandon at businessonpurpose.com.
That's right. And I
He'd
will
be
give it
happy
to
to
you for
send
free.
that
I'll
for
I'll set
free.
up 15 minutes to walk you through it because we believe that it actually liberates you from chaos. So I always tell mine before you go jump into a CRM, customer relationship management, right? Before you
Relationship
jump in, that's
manager.
what it does. And you can set reminders and you can set, ooh, I got to do this, or hey, I got these group. You can do all that with a spreadsheet, and a CRM is very helpful, but use a spreadsheet first. Here's our point of follow up. Don't say, I'll see you next week, or hey, I'll reach out to you next week. Reach out to them now, set it up now. Don't be afraid to be forward. All you're showing is, hey, my time is important and so is yours. Because realistically, that time will kill that deal. Speed sells is what they say, right? And I don't always
Heroin
want the like
kills, speed sells.
salesman type
Mhm.
thing, but man, stay on top of them, stay on top of them, stay on top of them, make dates, make it actionable. Don't give them a chance to opt out ever.
Love it.
Um,
Well, if you have any fires you need put out, if there's chaos in your business and you need to review your processes and build your people and define what you do and clarify, get clarity on what
Clarity
clarity. Is that John Mayer?
is working.
Against me. Oh, we're
I'm
taking this show on the road. If you
all
need
right.
clarity in your business, you can go to businessonpurpose.com/healthy and take a free business owner assessment. If you take that, we will reach out with one of our 8 coaches. How many coaches do we have?
I don't know. The whole time I
7,
was thinking of
8,
saying not
12.
.bb but .com. So I
Dot
don't.
com. Yeah.
Seven,
So
seven
we'd love to talk to you. And next week we're going to be talking about team retreats. Our yearly team retreat was last week,
offsite
where
retreats.
offsite retreats and how to engage your entire team in a more formal long-term planning sense. So if you have questions about that, that will be next week. Have a great weekend.
Follow up with people well.
Yeah.
Sauce their nuggets.
Do the F word. Peace.
Okay, bye.